Hello again, everybody. Jim Hickey coming back to you from websitepresence.org with another video that builds upon ebook and video series I released a month or so ago on doing keyword research called Keyword Research Demystified, the second edition. This time, like I said, I'm going beyond what was actually contained in that ebook and that first video series and going to look at how you can use the Google Suggest parameters that are provided to you anytime you do searches in the Google search engine for not so much doing formal research, but doing some things to set the stage for doing formal research, or for evaluating different niches, or for generating ideas for content and possible themes for websites you may want to develop as part of your marketing efforts. So what are we going to look at in this little presentation here? Well, we're going to cover things like specific what is Google Suggest. Okay, so I'm going to look at that. Like I said, everybody's probably familiar with this. Sometimes you might find it annoying. After this, you may not. You may find it somewhat useful, or more useful than you have in the past. But we're going to see how we can actually use Google Suggest to start that keyword research process, if you will, to generate some ideas and start to drill down into some things in a little more detail. Use it for basic keyword discovery for various purposes, like niche discovery, like discovering a series of content you might want to generate, a series of videos, articles, whatever the case may be. How you can actually use that tool to expand a keyword list going from A to Z that are associated with your base keyword that you're looking at. And we'll see exactly what I mean by that and how to do that as we're moving forward. Then we'll also look at discovering seed keywords that you can actually then feed into your formal keyword evaluation, such as that is described through Keyword Research Demystified. Now, this is the first of a few-part video series, three-part video series actually. This will give you the overview. The next one will be a live demo of me showing you how to work through the process and even start to take some of those terms into a formal evaluation process. And then the third video will actually show you something about some tools to expedite this whole process, particularly relative to the Google Suggest tool. Okay, so what is Google Suggest? And anytime you go to enter anything into the Google search engine, when you start to enter your term into your query box, you'll notice that Google quickly tries to read your mind and feed back things that you might be looking for. Now here I'm starting to enter a term. It's giving me some ideas of what it thinks might be on my mind. Things like gold. That'd be pretty cool. I wish somebody would dump a bunch of it in my lap. Golden Globes, Gold Gem, Gold Prices, Golden Corral. I think that's a restaurant or something. Golfsmith. Whatever. Golf. Maybe. See, I wonder where I'm heading with this. Anyway, so, well, it just so happens that I happen to be thinking about golf, okay, so something in the golf niche specifically. But now that I've finished the word golf, it's actually now started to hone in on that, right? So if I take that one step further and I now bring up the full initial phrase I wanted to evaluate, we have golf clubs, or golf club as far as I had entered this one. So anyways, what has this done? Well, it's giving you other terms that it might think you want to be really looking for. Not just golf club, but maybe golf clubs, which is actually ultimately where I might have been heading, or golf clubs reviews, or for sale, or fitting, covers, grips, whatever the case may be. So, not only is it trying to read your mind and just give you something, rather than typing out the whole term, now you can just scroll down the list and click on it and go right to it. This is a great idea for giving you some ideas of some keywords that you can be thinking about beyond what you might have initially had, right? So what a great way to start the discovery process, or at least play a role in the discovery process of keywords for things like niches and content, etc. Okay, so with the keyword research and Google Suggest, how does this all fit together? Well, again, you can use it to brainstorm ideas for niches and content. Anytime before you want to jump into a market, you want to make sure that it's viable. You want to make sure that there are people there who are looking, that have problems, that are looking to solve those problems, that there are products associated that can help them solve those problems one way or another. Then you go into the formal keyword research evaluation to determine things like search volume, etc. So this is where it can all start. You can use it to help build a list of seed keywords in a list. In other words, it can go into doing further evaluation to see, is there enough of a market here? Are there enough search volume there? Is there a presence on Facebook for any of these things? Are there groups on Facebook? Are there a bunch of competing pages on Facebook that, if you wanted to go put in a like page and use, social media as part of your marketing effort? What's the keyword competition in the search engines if you wanted to go for search engine marketing methods, or you're going to combine them both, whatever the case may be. So you can build a keyword list to go in and do other sorts of evaluation evaluation. And ultimately, you can use those seed keywords in the Google keyword tool for, finding out what the search volume is, what you could expect to get from the search engines, what you could expect to possibly get if you're going to go out and do article marketing or blog comment marketing and things like that. If people are out there being active in those communities. So it's a really helpful tool for doing that. So how do we expand it? How do we get more keywords, again, in this idea of going from A to Z? It's actually pretty simple to do with the Google search engine. Here we're starting out with golf again, right? So if I go in the next letter I type in with my golf phrase is A, well, it's going to feed me back 10 other possibilities of commonly searched phrases around the letter A. Well, now you can do that for every letter in the alphabet to come up with what? A couple hundred or more keywords to build an initial list to go in and do some formal analyses, okay? And of course, once you get that list, you might even see something that's really interesting, like, if I back up for a minute, third down on the list is golf accessories. Well, if we move forward, I can now go in and start to enter golf accessories into the Google term, and it's going to suggest some things specifically for that. Now, if I decided, hey, this looks really cool, and I want to go in and do some formal evaluation with using the Google keyword tool, where can I go with it? Well, I can take it, and use these as C keywords to actually go into the Google keyword tool, determine the search volume, then go back out and look at like the competing pages and all of that. Quite simply, here I am typing in golf accessories. If I complete a phrase and actually take it all the way to golf accessories 4, well, now look at all the options I get around what appears to be a pretty commonly searched phrase. How commonly? Well, I can go into, again, the external keyword tool as part of the AdWords program. Again, that's described in the Keywords Research Demystified ebook and video series. But it's going to allow me to now get some very specific ideas and start to really drill down into a competitive niche to find out if there's an avenue in which I can get into and actually make some headway and ultimately find some problems to solve, generate some content to solve those problems, find a product to offer that helps solve those problems, and again, make your marketing efforts really come to life and really zing. Okay, so now we hope you realize exactly what the Google Suggest is all about, how you can actually use it for different types of keyword research, especially for setting the stage, how you can definitely do basic keyword discovery, help build lists of keywords that you can use for other purposes like generating content, etc. How you can expand that list going across the alphabet very easily, at least relatively quickly, because it wouldn't take you that long to type the various letters. But in the third video, I'll introduce you to a couple of tools you can do it automatically. Okay, and also discovering seed keywords for actually going in and doing the formal keyword evaluation process. Okay, next up, the next video will be part 2, the live demonstration. That'll be up here shortly in the next day or so. But one thing I want to remind you, if you happen to come across this video as the first introduction to my keyword research guide and the other video series that goes through basic keyword evaluation, I invite you to visit www.websitepresence.org/KWRD, where you can obtain a copy of the ebook and get introduced to that video series. Again, hopefully you found this interesting, and if you did, please make the appropriate notations down below. Give it a like if you will. Tell your friends about it. Spread the word. Thanks. We'll be talking to you again soon. Have a great day.